Welcome back to the Craft Podcast. If you're an online coach or a gym owner sitting somewhere between 5 and 15K a month and you're staring down the barrel of 2026 thinking, this is the year I finally take it serious, don't write another vague list like post more, be more consistent, and grow my Instagram. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to build a simple money model and weekly money work plan that can actually take you to 40K a month in 2026 without frying yourself. I'll give you real numbers and a real example of one of my coaches who went from about 35K a year to 150K a year just by restructuring his offers and pricing. And then I'll tell you how we can build this together in 14 days if you want help. Grab a notepad or at least your notes app, because this is one of those episodes where you do the work as you listen. This is going to be very, very juicy, and it's something that I'm very proud to bring to you guys now. So why do coaches get stuck at 5 to 15K a month? And let's start there. So it's almost never because you're bad at coaching. I know many brilliant coaches, trust me, I know many brilliant coaches who are broke, just getting by, or absolutely stuck. And it's because they don't have a clear money model. They don't really know how many clients they need at what price for how long to hit the number that they are trying to achieve inside of their head. And they don't have a weekly rhythm. They just post when I feel like it and they hope that clients will come in. It's a strategy that I haven't seen work yet, and I've been doing this for a long, long time now. Most coaches set content goals, they set goals with their training, they set goals with their physique and strength, but they don't set client and revenue goals, okay? And so they say things like this: I'll just post daily, I want to grow my followers, I'll just give more value, I want to start a podcast, but they never say, I want to be at 25K a month by December 2026 with 25 clients on a 1K a month program, and here's the weekly volume that makes that real. That one statement there, very, very clear. The goal is specific, measurable, it has a realistic date, and it's something that you can hold yourself to and have come up with a very clear game plan. You've got a set target, you've got a set number, and you're just like, okay, am I on track, am I off track? So once again, coaches are good at their training, they're good at, sometimes posting, they're good at trying to do things and give value. But one thing they never say is, I want to be at 25K a month by December 2026 with 25 clients on a 1K a month program. And here's the weekly volume that makes that real. So if you feel like you're working hard and staying stuck, it's probably not a work ethic issue. You've trained, you lift, all of that stuff. It's a math and system issue. I'll give you a real example in a second, but first we're going to build your 2026 money model live. Get your pen and paper out, because this is the exact steps. All right, let's build it. So if you can, pause this and actually write this down as we go along. So hit pause on each section, write it down, get your numbers and work on it. If you're driving, do it later tonight, make sure you hit this, no excuses. It is something that will completely change the paradigm of your coaching business. So step one, where are you now versus where are you going? Okay, so my first question I'm asking you, and I want you to ask yourself, what was your average monthly revenue across 2025? Just a rough number. So it might be 3K, 7K, 12K, whatever. Write down that rough number. Okay, so 2025 average dollars per month was XYZ. Next, what would be a real but exciting monthly number by 2026? Okay, that could be 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 150K, whatever it is. Okay, we need to really get clear on where you want to be. We don't want fantasy numbers though. If you're just sitting at like under 10K right now and you say, I want to get to 100K, it can be done, but it's something that's not realistic, and that's not what we're working on today. Think of something that would actually change your life and is believable if you get serious. Maybe it's 15K, 20K, 30K, 40 a month. Write down December 2026 target is this dollar per month. Cool? Take a pause if you need to, write those two numbers down. Where you are right now and where you want to be December 2026 per month. Step number 2 is we're going to pick one core offer, okay? And this is extremely important. It's something I see a lot of coaches do wrong, is they have multiple offers. Now, instead of thinking about 10 different things you could sell, I want you to pick one core offer. This is the main transformation you want to be known for. It could be a 12-week body transformation, a 6-month woman strength program, a 4-month complete holistic lifestyle transformation. Whatever fits your niche, okay? You're going to pick one transformation for one core offer, and you're going to go all in on that. Okay, ask yourself, if I could only sell one thing for the next 12 months, what would it be? What you're going to write down now is your core offer, so your name and who it's for. Then you're going to put the price per month of the program or per program. So it could be $1,200 per month for 12 weeks or 12 months. It could be $10,000 for 12-month program, whatever your price is. Then you're going to have the term, how many weeks or how many months minimum. Okay, so once again, write this down. The core offer, the name, who it's for, what is the price per month or the price of the program, and then what is the term? How many weeks or how many months is the minimum term that your clients need to get the result that you're promising? Then we're going to do the math. So step number 3. Now we do the part that most coaches skip. So take your December 2026 target, divide it by your monthly value per client, which you just wrote down. And if your offer is something like $400 a month and your target is $20K a month, what we do is we take that 20,000 and we divide it by 400. This gives you 50. So you'll need 50 active clients at $400 per month to be at 20K per month. Okay, it's currently exactly what one of my coaches is doing right now. This is his exact model, $400 a month. He's got 55 clients. I believe he's closing in on 60, and he's above that 20K a month. If that feels like, holy shit, that's too many humans, that's actually the point. What we want to do is understand that this business structure, this business model needs to also be sustainable. It doesn't mean that your goal is wrong. It probably means your price and structure are wrong. Okay, maybe your offer shouldn't be $400 a month. Maybe it should be $600 or $800, or you sell a fixed term package at $2 to $3K. Let me give you a real example from one of my guys. Okay, so he was doing about $35K last year, which is about $3K a month. He was making about $800 a week with basically a cheap. He was running some PT, he had a couple of online clients, he had bits and pieces everywhere. It was very messy. Lots of low ticket stuff. He was charging about $50 a week, which was crazy. And he was doing way too many one-to-ones for too much money, for not much money. So what we did is we restructured him to a $600 front-end 6-week sprint. Okay, so this was a 6-week transformation program. He had a little prize attached to that. What they would do was get people in and would also prove his value as a coach, and people were getting wicked results. Then he had an ongoing strength and nutrition coaching program option at $75 to $100 per week. At the top end, he also had one-to-one high-performance coaching tier at about $175 per week. Same coach, same skills, just a different money model. He was literally, for his strength and nutrition coaching, went from about $50 to $100 a week. Okay, for his one-to-ones, he went from about $60, $70 to $175 per week. Okay, so he's gone from roughly $35K a year to about $150K a year, purely by simplifying to that ladder, charging in line with the value. He made his value proposition very clear. And then running a simple pipeline to feed it. That is the difference between I can't get above 3K a month, barely scraping by, and into I'm on track for a 12 to 15K month. Okay, it's not 10x better squats. It's a different money model. Okay, so for you, if your math spits out a client number that is way past your capacities, you have 3 levers. And what I mean by your capacity is how many clients can you see every single week? How many programs can you write? You know, what can you deliver where your service still stays really good? If your money model spits out a client number that is way past your capacity, use one of these 3 levers. Number 1, raise your price. Number 2, increase your term. Or 3, increase both. Okay, raise your price and increase your term. Your 2026 money model might end up being a front-end 6-week sprint at $600, a 6-month core program at $400 per month, a small number of high-touch clients at $800 to $1K a month. Okay, but at least now you're thinking in terms of offers times price times count, not vibes. You've got the real money model. You've got those numbers. You can see that straight line. So what we want you to write down, to hit my target monthly revenue, I need roughly how many active clients at price each. Okay, to hit my money revenue that I want to hit monthly, I need roughly XYZ clients at this dollar price per client. If that number is completely impossible with your current delivery model, that's your first problem to solve in 2026. Part number 3, we want to build your weekly money work plan. Now, a money model without a weekly plan is literally just a fantasy. Okay, if you can write all these numbers out, you can say, hey, I can handle 100 clients. But if you don't have that money week, that weekly money work, it's just a fantasy. Okay, and this is where most coaches fall over. They'll build the spreadsheet, they get hyped, and then in January, hits and they're back to random posting. It's just like they do not stick to the plan. So what we're going to do is build your money work OS. This is your operating system that you'll live by every single day to make sure you're hitting your goals. What you're going to do is step number 1, choose your 2 to 3 money work channels. Okay, money work is anything that directly leads to clients. You got DMs, you got calls, you got content that sells, you got referrals, trials and challenges, ads. If you're at that stage, you're going to pick 2 to 3 of these. What you actually do is when you pick 2 or 3 of these, you're going to use them for 90 days. For most of us, for most of you guys now, that's outbound DMs. Okay, so you're going to send out DMs, 3 to 5 pieces of content a week, sales calls and consults. Okay, right. My money work week mix is DMs, content, calls. Okay, what are your 3 money work mix that you're going to build into your money work plan every single day? Then from there, step number 2 is we're going to set your weekly minimum volume targets. Now we attach numbers to it. For you guys that are, across strength training, you're across body composition, know your numbers, know your reps, know where you should be, know your checkpoints. This is exactly it. Now we attach numbers to it, okay? So examples, DMs and new convos. Could be 20 per day or 100 per week, okay? Post and emails, 3 to 5 per week. Sales calls, 8 to 10 booked per week, okay? How many ever you need to hit your sales goals. For you, maybe this quarter is 10 DMs a day if you're newer, 20 plus if you're in a push, 3 plus posts per week, 5 calls a week. Okay, write down your weekly targets. How many DMs a day and a week am I going to do? How many posts a week? How many calls am I going to book? And how many calls am I going to have completed? Okay, write down those numbers. Once again, if you have to, pause and write them down. Step number 3 is block 5 money work sessions. One of the biggest reasons my clients have such great success is they're very, very strict with their calendar, okay? They are saying yes to the money work blocks and they'll say no to whatever else they can't fit in to make sure that they get this done. They have their goals, they have their targets, they have their money models, and they are doing the work every single day to make sure that happens. What we want to do is we want to put it in time. Okay, I want you to protect 45 to 60 minute money work blocks each week. I use a Pomodoro timer to make sure that I'm always, focused on the one task. But I want you to protect 45 to 60 minute money works blocks per week. That's all it is. It's 5-6 hours a week. Okay, for example, it could be Monday to Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. where you're going to do your money work. Or it could be 2 to 3 p.m. Whenever you don't have clients, whenever you're got some time, that's where you're going to book around. Whatever actually works around your coaching and your delivery. In those blocks, you only do your DMs and follow-ups, creating and posting content, booking and running calls, okay? Only money work. This is why most coaches stay broke. They don't do enough money work. So no programming, no client check-ins, no Canva, no website tinkering, no building funnels, just the money work, okay? Write down money work blocks these days and this times. Make sure it's in their calendar. I use Google Calendar. All my clients use Google Calendar, and this is in there every single day. If you nail 4 to 5 of those blocks every single week for a year and your money model is correct, it's very hard not to grow. Like it's impossible. You will grow. Step number 4 is we want to track and review. End of every week. How many blocks did you plan versus how many did you hit? Okay, how many DMs, how many posts, how many calls, how many new clients? Same with your training. You'll track your squats, you'll track your deadlifts, you'll track your weights, you'll track your clients, but track your business numbers. At the end of every week, how many blocks did you plan versus how many did you hit? How many DMs, how many posts, how many calls, how many new clients? If you're doing the blocks and the numbers aren't moving, that's a strategy issue we fix. All we need to do is adjust the skill. If you're not doing the blocks, that's an execution issue, and nothing I say will save you. Like if you're not doing it, I can't help, okay? I can't help. This is literally the system we're running inside our craft sprint, okay? What we do is we have one clear offer, we have one simple money model, we have one weekly money work plan, a pipeline you log, not just hope for. And over time, that's how my clients have gone from 35K a year to 150K a year, from 10K a month to 40K a month, from 5K a month to 50, 60K a month, okay? This is how this happens. 45 members to 80 plus, 5K a month, all the way up to coaching people up to 160K a month at the moment. Not because we found a hack, but because we made the math real and we did the boring work. We simply just programmed in this. You know, we had our money models in, we had our one clear offer, and we had our one clear money work that we do every single day, and then we hit our goals, okay? So if you've listened to this and you're thinking, yep, I don't have a proper money model, I don't have a clear offer, and my money work is basically just vibes, this is exactly who I built the craft sprint for. Okay, the craft sprint is a 14-day implementation sprint for online coaches and gym owners doing roughly about 3 to 15K a month who want to go into 2026 and build a real business plan, not just resolutions, literally an actual business plan. It's what 99% of coaches don't have. It's why 99% of coaches are broke. Across the 14 days, we lock in one clear offer. We build your simple money model to your 2026 income goal. We install a daily money work plan. You can run for 45 to 60 minutes per day. And we get your pipeline actually moving again. Real DMs, leads logged, calls booked, money made. It's $397 AUD and it's built for coaches in the exact spot we've been talking about. Not beginners with no skill. This is the craft. We actually work on this stuff. It's for good coaches who are just stuck because their business doesn't have a strategy. Not people already doing over 100K a month. I've got guys in that price bracket, but that's for our higher ticket plans, okay? But the ones who are coaching, who are good at coaching and stuck between 3 and 15K a month. We start January 12th at 3 p.m. Brisbane time. If you'd like to be in for that first sprint, hit the link in the description or go to my Instagram and DM me the word sprint at Dylan Limitless and you'll find me there and I'll send you all the details. Even if you don't join, do the work we just went through. Do the work. Write down where you are and where you're going. Build a money model that actually makes sense and block 5 money work sessions a week. You don't need another year of random effort. You need a year where your effort is pointed at the right things. Read that again. You need a year where you don't need another year of random effort. You need a year where your effort is pointed at the right things. That's what we're doing inside the craft and inside the sprint. Appreciate you listening. If this helped, share it with another coach who needs to hear it, and I'll see you in the next one.